it's not a control. What it is basically, it's a huge big yard, and they take all the trucks that are coming up the mountain and they bring them into this huge big yard, and they put them into lanes, and there's traffic lights on each of the lanes, and then they let them out one by one. I'd say there's maybe a 40 or 50 second gap between the trucks. So it's obviously just to spread the trucks out going through the tunnel, and for no other reason, because there doesn't seem to be any customs people here. There's definitely no police here or anything like that. So that's what it is. It's supposed to be obviously just to here's another one away there now. It's just to sort out the trucks from bunching up, and from maybe 3 or 4 or 5 lorries running one behind the other going up the tunnel. I can't think of any other reason why that would be. So we're just waiting on a red light here to go green, and as soon as the red light goes green, it looks like we can just drive off. So this is Gotthard truck stop. It's just literally at the foot of the mountain. You can see the mountains there in the background. So that's all it is, from what I can see. It's no checkpoint or anything. It's just they're just staggering the trucks from moving. That's all it is there. So there's the guy beside me now. He's just gone off there. So hopefully my green light will be next and we can get moving. Because I can't think of any other reason, because there's no police around, there's no checks. It's just straight back on the motorway again. So once our light goes green, we should be able to go. You can see all the waiting for the green, and then we're away. There we go. There's our green light, and away we go. That is strange now, I have to say. We're stopped at traffic lights here now. I'd say just before we go into the mountain. See, there's a good few trucks parked behind us there. The one that's been holding us up the whole way going up the mountain just drove straight through the red light. The red light was there, and he just drove straight through it. Now, I don't know whether he's half asleep or whether, I don't know. The light was red, and he just kept driving straight through it. So that's up to him, like, you know. I'm sure the Swiss have a way of dealing with things like that. So because of the traffic now in the tunnel, we have to take time, and as the whole idea of the police taking all the trucks off the motorway to park them up and to let them out one by one is now completely and totally defeated, because you can see from the back there that they're all backed up now. So all the trucks that were there earlier on, queued up, are now up right behind each other. So obviously the powers that be know what they're doing, so we let them on with it. So we're just waiting here now to go, and we should be making a move at some stage short. So I've just entered the Gotthard tunnel now, and it's 17 kilometers long, and it's just the very same as the Mont Blanc tunnel that runs between France and Italy. The only difference is that the Mont Blanc tunnel, the roof of it is like an arch, whereas the roof of this tunnel is quite flat. So like, there's not the traffic is only separated by 2 little white lines. Traffic coming southbound and traffic going northbound are travelling in the same tunnel, so there's no separation. So it's extremely dangerous in the case of any kind of a fire or an accident, because there's no escape, there's no way you can turn around, so you just have to sit there and basically wait until things are sorted out. I can smell already that the air in here is not good, with the fumes from the trucks and the fumes from the cars. So it's a kind of a claustrophobic sort of a situation here, really. But the road isn't in bad condition. The road through Mont Blanc tunnel, it's so worn from trucks driving on it that there's grooves in the road that your wheels sit into, like train tracks, and you could literally take your hand off the steering wheel and the truck will drive along in these grooves on its own. not quite the same here now. So I just want to maintain a bit of a distance between myself and your man in front in case he has to stop in a hurry for some reason. But this is the Gotthard tunnel, and it's going to be the same for the next 16 or 17 kilometers. So what we'll do is we'll charge up the camera so we have some footage when we get out the far side of it and concentrate on what we're doing here. Alright, okay then. Now we're climbing again. We're 96 kilometers from Milan, and we're on the way back up the hill again, which we'll have to come back down again at some stage. Oh, beautiful mountain ranges, beautiful scenery. Have a look at that there. Incredible stuff, really. You know, there's a view out the front windscreen there. Far side now of the Gotthard tunnel, and there doesn't seem to be any snow really, not much snow on this side of the tunnel. You see there now we're 153 kilometers from Milan, which is our first port of call, even though we're going to pass one of our delivery points on the way there, which is Como. But that's the way the manifest says to do it, so that's the way we'll do it. Right, so we've landed at the customs point on the Italian side. So now what we have to do is go in here and queue up and get our dockets and papers and stuff signed. And then we should be good to go. So 2 hours later we're driving out of the customs point, and we got held up there for all sorts of reasons, but it's all sorted out now and we're leaving, but we've lost about the guts of 2 hours lost now at this stage, but these are one of the things that you have to deal with when you're dealing with customs people, you know. So we've one delivery done in Como and we're heading into Milan. Have 2 drops in Milan. One is DHL and the other one is just some other company I don't know the name of. So we hope to get to this next delivery about a half an hour, 40 minutes. Hopefully they'll be back from the lunch. And I think we have 15 or 16 pallets for them, and the other place we're going to is literally 2 or 3 miles away, so it'll make it a little bit easier. So we should be finished and tipped, please God, all being well, by about, say, 4 o'clock. We'll all be done by 4 o'clock, with a bit of luck. Right, well, we're on the move again. This time, change of plan. We're leaving Milan now, and we're heading for Marseille. We're loading in Marseille on Friday morning, and we're going to go via Turin, Ventimiglia, along by Nice, along by the coast, and then across into Marseille for Friday morning. There's some kind of a holiday tomorrow, I think, as far as I know, so we'll be taking a 24-hour break, which we're going to have to take anyway, because we'll be running into day number 6 at that stage, so it's going to work out fine. We're on the A4 now, as I just left Milan on the main Vienna to, there's a sign there, Turin, Bologna, Genoa. So we're heading for Torino, or Turin, which is more commonly known. So that's the story. just 1 o'clock in the day now, so I mean it should still be bright by the time we get down to Ventimiglia, which is the border. And there's some lovely scenery to be had down there, so we just sit back, relax now and enjoy the journey. Catch up with you a little later down the road. Bye bye.
Avete ascoltato La Radio ne parla. In redazione Francesca De Carolis, Maria Teresa Bisogno, Luca Conti e Angela Bovi. Per contattarci scrivete a laradioneparla@rai.it o chiamate il numero verde 800 055 103.
We're on the 826 in the direction of Genoa, and when we get on there we'll be heading right for Ventimiglia, which is the Italian border, right, with France. We'll tip through there and we have an ETA arrival in our destination near Marseille at 19:30 hours, which is 7:30 Central European time. That's not too bad. So we will park there, find somewhere to park. It's a nice service area with nice showers and little restaurant-y. And we shall stay there for 24 hours because tomorrow, domani, as I say in Italy, is a holiday. And it's a holiday in France, Saint Something's Day, I don't know. So that be the 1st of November, so that's what we'll do. It's starting to rain here now, but we're on a big long 3-lane motorway, which is nice and relaxing because there's no traffic, and it's not like, you know, the lanes and in around Milan are literally just the width of the lorry, and you have to really, you know, watch everything you're doing because you get your mirrors taken off very quickly. You'll be straight outside your lane, and the lanes are literally the width of the lorry and no more. So when you're tipping along on a motorway like this, you have a little bit more room for error. Not that you'd be swinging all over the place, but you don't have to concentrate as much as keeping it, you know, within your little line. So that be it for the moment, and we have another 3.5 hours, about 3 hours and 20 minutes left to drive, and we'll take our 4.5 hour, or take our 3/4 of an hour break, and then we'll dodge on again. So I mean, we'll probably only have to stop once between now and Marseille, which is fine. We can park up and find a nice restaurant somewhere. Hopefully the weather clears up a little bit because it's very cloudy at the moment, and it'd be nice to be able to see along the Adriatic coast, maybe going down through Nice and across that way, which is very picturesque if you have a nice clear sky. Failing that, we will just dodge on anyway, and hopefully catch up with you later on. Okay, bye bye. This is as bad as it gets now. It's really wet. Lots of spray on the road, so we're going to drop the speed back just to below 80 kilometers an hour there, just in case we have to make a sudden hold, a sudden stop. A lot of spray on the road, a lot of cars moving very fast as they do in Italy, so we're under no time pressure, so there's no point in trying to you know, be a hero, because you know where that'll get you. So we're just going into of the little mini Italian tunnels. There's Cargo.The. So we are at the moment 30 kilometers from the Adriatic coast, and when we get down there we'll be, as I said, turning right in the direction of France. That's putting it crudely now, but you sort of get the general picture.
Continue 130 meters, then turn right on
the old I think my old sat nav is starting to suffer from a little bit of dementia, It seems to be losing the plot periodically on me.
Lost satellite reception.
We saw the last satellite reception, yeah. Just go into a little tunnel and you lose the reception. Just get yourself back on track there and stop your messing. Doesn't seem to be any pickup in this weather at all. It just seems to be getting worse, if anything. So recalculating, yes, until we go into the next tunnel, and then it'll be the same thing again. Lost satellite reception. So can't say I've been down this road before. It's a new one on me now. But it's like all Italian roads, like they're busy.
Continue 28 kilometers
day and night.
26.
So 28 kilometers to Ventimiglia border, and then to the A26 that will bring us in the direction of Ventimiglia. But you can see the mountains there now in the distance. We've gone from nice sort of long, wide, smooth, open roads to a very mountainous sort of area, and no doubt the fog will get worse as we climb up the hill. So there you have it. We shall proceed. I think we're coming into another tunnel here now in a second. I'd say the next 26 or 27 kilometers are going to be fairly mountainous now, because we seem to be on the rise the whole time, and we'll have to come down then the far side, as I said, onto the A26. There's a Bulgarian in front of me here, and I don't want to get too close to him. He seems to be fairly heavy there. He went flying by me about 5 miles ago, but he seems to have dropped back on the hills. So he's obviously fairly well loaded, and I have nothing on, of course, so I can fly up the hills for the moment. But of course I'd sooner have this kind of weather now than snow, because that'd make a kibosh of it altogether. The rain is bad enough, but when you get snow, it's absolutely treacherous. You're literally driving on glass, it feels like that. Wheels can go from under you at any stage at all. So right, well, hopefully now the next time we talk that the weather will have improved a little bit. Oh, sure, we'll have to wait and see. There goes Louis. Louis not hanging around. Louis gone up the mountain like a scalded cat. Actually, it's not Louis, it's a Spaniard. Spaniardo. I'll tell you something, there's a gale force wind blowing out there, and it's making me very uneasy, and I'll be quite honest, that guy in front of me there now was after being blown nearly sideways with it, and I'm not sure if he has anything on board or not, but I certainly don't. But I can tell you, I'm very glad I'm not in a high-sided or one of those megas with the plastic Taliban tilt, as we call it, because this is serious wind now. I can feel it blowing you there when you're exposed. It's definitely gale force of some description. I'm not quite sure what, but I'll tell you something, I haven't felt one like that now for quite a while. I'm keeping my two hands firmly on the steering wheel now, I'll tell you, and I'm slowing it down when I get to an exposed part, because that's a serious crosswind there. It's obviously the beginning or end of some kind of a storm. Not only you have the wind, but you also have the rain as well. I wouldn't fancy driving on an exposed road across there because a man could end up getting blown over the side or anything there, you know. Two hands on the wheel now, I think, for keep the speed well down, because we're descending the whole time. That's the only thing. We're gradually going down and down into Ventimiglia, which is the border. So sorry, I won't be sorry to see the back of this. I'll just give you an example of what I mean with this wind. Whoa, that's serious. Whoa, feel that? Feel that wind? Oh my god. That's what we're getting up against now. That's blowing against the trailer. And you can see that that's storm force wind there now. That's not just an ordinary puff. And the danger, of course, as I said already, is that when you've got a vehicle that's got no load on it, you're in the danger zone of getting blown over. It has happened. Now, please God, it won't happen to me. But that's a storm now. That's not just. You can even feel the wind in the tunnel as you're driving through it. It's not just the wind, it's the rain as well. So yeah, I wouldn't like to be out of that now. Oh, that's absolutely freezing. That is absolutely freezing. That wind is. Oh Lord. Feel the side of my face is frozen from that. A day can deteriorate so quickly, you know. You can be driving along 1 minute and it's nice and sunny, and the next minute you can go into this massive clouds and heavy rain and stuff. So you have to really keep yourself. There's that wind back again. You have to keep yourself well back from the guy in front, because this Lithuanian in front of me already gave a wobble now, but he has one of those tilts on with the plastic sides on it, and it's like a wind sail really. It just holds the wind, and the wind will blow it the same as it'll blow a kite, you know. As I said, we're descending all the time now and down into Ventimiglia. Once we get back down onto sea level, I'm sure the wind will die down at that stage. Well, I hope it will. But oh, nasty. Slowed right down now. We're only doing just about 35 miles an hour here. Doesn't seem to be any let up in that wind and the rain. I'm not concerned about the rain, to be honest, but I'm more concerned about that wind, because it has the potential to push me over on my side. More rain. What are they doing there? So we're just going by Andorra, which you'll see Indera and Overdera. That's Andorra in there. And I thought we were fairly close to Ventimiglia, but it turns out we're not quite at Ventimiglia yet. So I was getting ahead of myself. But the wind is still very, very strong. Serious wind. And of course the rain as well. No let up now for the last 2 hours. I tell you, it's worse this is getting this storm not better. The wind seems to be getting stronger and stronger all the time, and the rain is harder and harder. And this is not just your average wet day, like, you know what I mean? There's something else going on here. There's a serious low depression around the Adriatic at the moment here, which they don't see on a regular basis, I presume. But that's serious heavy rain, and the wind as well. Literally blowing me all over the bloody road here. So we're just coming to the French border now. You might be able to see down there. Yeah, you lost satellite reception. So what's new? The sat-nav doesn't speak French, so it's lost satellite reception. So it's not a whole lot of good to me from where I'm going now. But so we've just passed the sign for France. So we'll be coming to the actual border now in the next couple of seconds. That wind, you can still hear it. It's still blowing a gale out there, but I'm not going to be too concerned about it once I get down off these big high stilted bridges, you know. Okay, we're a little further on the road here, so we're just going by the turn off now for Cannes Central. The traffic is really heavy. It's like rush hour here, and you think that, you know, that people down here would be sort of already at home 7 o'clock in the evening, but no fear of it at all. There's hundreds of cars on the road, and they're all doing their usual vying for space and vying for this, and I'm just giving them all, I'm giving them all a wide berth now, to be honest with you, because it's easier for someone to stop a car that's got ABS than it is for someone to stop a 40-foot that's got ABS, especially when it's empty, because the trailer is always more giddy when it's empty. You know, it's easier to distract it, and she wouldn't sit down on the road just as quick now as a fully loaded trailer would. You put your foot in the brake and she's stuck to the road, but with an empty one she could jackknife on you very quickly. So we're going to keep a good distance between ourselves and Francois Mitterrand, or whatever his name is, in front of us, and let them go on off. We've 200 kilometres to go. It's going to take us about 2 hours and 2.5 hours, and that will bring us right to 10 o'clock is when the driving ban comes into force, because there's a holiday tomorrow in France. So that's the story, and well, if all continues to be going the way it's going so far, we'll be okay.